Okay, so it is 7:01. We have 30 minutes and we're going to go ahead and get started. I know Emily is joining and maybe some others, but so welcome everybody. Happy March. And first of all, I wanted to start with some recognition. So Amanda in Alaska is an executive consultant with 513 from last month. So this is recognition from February. So she was an executive consultant with 513. Jen, how do you pronounce Jen's last name?
Rail.
Rail. Okay, Jen Rail was a senior consultant with 272. So let's start there. Jen was a senior consultant with 272. Amanda we have a bunch of executive consultants. Amanda with 513. So woohoo to her. Number 2 was Christy. Your launch was not a bomb after all, and never would have been. And so Christy was number 2 with 804, and she completed her first month of Great Start. So that is awesome. Let's see, from there, Emily was number 3 with 9293 in sales. Sibylla on my team was number 4 with 1026. She also completed her first month of Great Start. And Rhoda, not only was she number 1 in our teams, but she was also number 1 in Team Joy with 1617. And keep Rhoda in your prayers. You know that if you saw on Facebook, I don't know if you did or not, but today, number 1, today is her birthday. Number 2, she fell trying to bring in 4 big boxes of Mary and Martha product, and she fractured her orbital bone. And so she has to see an ENT expert, and she Googled, which is always bad, and but she said a lot of times what happens is people have double vision, but she's not able to open her lid by, her eye mechanism, but she can lift it with her finger. And she said her vision is fine. So let's just pray that, and I don't know what they do for a fracture, I would assume nothing, maybe put a patch over it or something. I don't know. But she was going to see the doctor tomorrow. So keep her in your prayers. And I asked her, when you're 70 years old and you take a fall like that, because she has 3 concrete steps, she said, and she ended on the brick at the bottom. Your body, she didn't break anything else or hurt anything else. But I said, are you sore? And I think in the coming days, she said, not really. And she's taking some Tylenol PM, but it could get, a little bit worse as the days go on. So, but Rhoda, she has such a good spirit. And her husband watched it happen from the window. So I feel bad for him too, whenever something like that happens. So, and if you want to hear about my trip to Panama, go out to my regular, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, make friends with me, and you can go out and see the days and see. My parents did not go with me. I missed my flight. And the last day, my 76-year-old roommate contracted food poisoning, and we spent the day in a Panama hospital. So that's that. And I'm sure, lately everybody has a story. So I don't know what's going on. Emily, that looks like a really cool blanket or whatever you have on. I love that. So congratulations to everyone. Emily, just because you weren't on, you were number 3 in our Joyful Home team with 929 last month. So congratulations to that. So, okay, so a couple of things that we wanted to talk about tonight. First of all, I know that Wendy went over the Shamrock Spectacular with you. So what we'd like to know is who has anything going on during Shamrock Spectacular? Does anybody have anything planned or going on? Rachel, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm actually, March 17th is my birthday, so I'm doing an open house, and so far I have 6 people coming, and I told them bring family, and then I'll just do a mystery hostess thing. And most of all, they're all excited to actually see this stuff.
That's good.
So,
And that
and I'm
sounds like so much fun, especially with St. Patty's Day. So
yeah. So I'm hoping to get a couple of bookings because there are some people that were interested in seeing this stuff first before they agreed to host. So, but that's about all I can focus on for that.
that's
I-
good. Having your own thing is great. And yeah, so that's awesome. Very good. Christy, well, we're going to talk about follow-up, but have you talked to anyone about having having a party or a gathering? Anything on not yet? Okay. And Emily, you and I are going to talk tomorrow, but what do you have going on? Because I know you're going to be green by 15. So what do you have going on?
I am going to try my luck at a Facebook Messenger party. My hairstylist is willing to have a Facebook Messenger party, and I said, okay, I'll figure it out.
Okay, so you and I, we can talk about that. Wendy and I talked a little bit about that earlier today, and I'll share with you what we talked about. So we've got some ideas for you.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, and I have one confirmed gathering so far, and I am following up with my host because I was in Mary and Martha at this time last year. So I'm going to follow up with my hostesses who did last year because they already know the extra stuff that you get. So I'm following up with them. And then the next thing we wanted to talk about is follow-up. So, and Wendy, you said that you had like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 gatherings. You had 3, you have your own, and you have a couple of people to follow up with yet, right? Okay, so one of the things that we really wanted to touch on tonight was the follow-up, because that's where, especially with this new simple party method, that is where you are going to get your next host from. It's not going to be from your Facebook, in your Facebook parties. Every once in a while, you will get that. Someone, like I have had a couple of times where people have reached out to me just and said, hey, I think I want to have a gathering. And it's like, oh, great. But the, what do you call it? The something is in the follow-up. I forget what it is. The fortune, thank you. The fortune is in the follow-up. So that is so important. Number one, I don't want you to think that you are putting anyone out or that you're bothering anyone. I guess that if I can get that message across, it is no different than you offering a piece of gum to a person that is sitting next to you and they say, no, thank you. Okay. Or offering someone a piece of cake or a chocolate chip cookie. It's like, maybe they don't like chocolate chip. Maybe they like caramel Samoas instead. So put out of your mind, if it's there, that you are bothering someone, because you're not. So the first thing, and we're going to write out a script and give you a script for this too, so that you have something to follow. When I was in a different organization, that's what I had. I had a script in front of me and I read from that script. I inserted the person's name and I followed the script. And so in the beginning, that is the best thing. And pretty soon it's going to be, you'll memorize it and you won't need anything. So as a follow-up script goes something like this. So let's say that I'm following up with Wendy because she made a purchase. I follow up with the people who make purchases. If they don't make a purchase, I don't follow up with them. Okay, it's up to them if they join my VIP group, but I want to focus on the people who have seen the product. All right. Or if you have someone that's really active in your Facebook gathering and maybe somehow you know that it's because they don't have the funds, but they loved the product, that's also a person you want as host, as opposed to someone that, like if you offer someone something, a prize or something, someone that is just replying because they want the prize. Okay. And those are the 2 different kinds of people. If you offer some kind of prize or some kind of incentive, you're going to get people to reply that either want to earn something, love the product, can't purchase it, or they just want a prize and they have no intention of purchasing it all. Okay. So if you can figure out who those people are, or if you had some kind of interaction in your Facebook group and you just would like to get to know the person better, just call them up and have a conversation and say, hey, I know you didn't purchase anything. I really thought maybe some of your comments were great. And I just wanted to follow up with you and find out if maybe you wouldn't want to schedule your own gathering and get something for free. It is as simple as that. But let's say you did have a purchase. Someone did purchase something. So I would call Wendy and I would say when she answers, and don't be put off by the way a person answers, because they may not, if they don't know you outside of Mary and Martha, and this is the first time they met you through a friend, they're not going to remember who you are. Okay. So I've had people that have answered horribly. And I would have hung up the phone because they sort of scared me and I could tell they didn't want to talk to me. But let me tell you, by the time that you're done with your introduction and you tell them who you are and why you are calling, their attitude totally changes. So don't be put off by the gruffness, if that's what you get of their first phone call. I mean, hopefully you're nicer, but it's sort of no different than if you pick up a phone and they don't know who you pick up a phone and you don't know who they are, but you know it's not spam, so it's something else. Or because you're in Mary and Martha, you're going to pick up the phone whenever you see a name because it could be a potential client. Okay, so if I were calling Wendy because she purchased at a party, I would call and I would say, hi, this is Ann. I don't even say my last name because they're not going to remember it. Hi, this is Ann. I'm the Mary Kay. I'm the Mary and Martha consultant who did Emily's party or who did Emily's gathering. And I give them a second and I say it slowly because they're not really listening. So again, hi, this is Ann with Mary and Martha, and you probably don't remember me, but I was the consultant who did Emily's Mary and Martha party, okay? And then I sort of wait for a little bit of recognition, and you'll get it, and they'll say, oh yeah, okay. And then I say, and I make sure that on my list before I start calling people, I have their name, I know who they ordered from, and I know what they ordered. It's important for you to know what they ordered, okay? And you can go into order history and look and see what they ordered. So, Wendy, I saw that you ordered the charcuterie board and the little, what do you call it? The little mini boards. And I was just following up to make sure that everything in your order was perfect and that you love it. Because as you all know, some of you know, at least sometimes our product is made overseas, guys. We don't make anything in the United States, unfortunately. Our product is made overseas, and sometimes there are quality issues. So, and Mary and Martha will take care of them immediately. But I want to make sure that they love their product and they got everything that they ordered. So that's what I say. Hey, I know that you ordered the charcuterie board and the mini boards. I just want to make sure, I'm pretty sure you received them. I want to make sure that you opened them because we've had people that don't open them for a long time. I want to make sure you opened them and that you love everything that you got. And then that starts the conversation. So they're going to tell you, yep, I got it. Yeah, I love it. No problem at all. And I say, at that point, I say, great. Everything is great. Everything is great. Whatever they respond with, that's great. Okay. And then I know too, you might want to say in the beginning, I'm going to write a script, but you might want to say in the beginning, hi, this is Ann with Mary and Martha. I'm the consultant who did Emily's party. Do you have a quick minute to talk? That you also want to get their permission, because if they say no, you know what, you caught me at a really bad time. That's okay. When would be a good time? Can I call you tomorrow? Maybe you want to say, can I call you in an hour? Or would you rather have me call you back tomorrow? Give them two choices, no more than two choices. Okay. But get their permission, to talk to you now because people are busy. Okay. So you've reminded them of what they purchased. Yeah, they love it. And then I say, you know what? Emily's party was great. And she earned $200 in rewards or whatever it was. She earned $100 in rewards. She got 3 half-price products in addition to a host bonus item of the whatever, because you should know what the hostess got as a bonus item. And I'm wondering, would you like to share Mary and Martha with your friends and family and earn some free stuff too? And then I'm quiet. That's it. That's it. And you are quiet. You don't go on. You just say that and you wait for their response, because they will respond. If it's silence, it's because they're thinking, guys, not because they're going to say no. It's they're thinking, when could they do it? If they don't want to do it, you're going to get a no pretty quick. But if there's silence, it's because they're thinking about their schedule and they're trying to think about, okay, when can I fit this in? So they could say, yeah, yeah, let's just go the happy path. Yeah, I would love to do that. I love the product. I think some of my friends would be interested. Great. Okay. Now, if you're doing it right now within the next day or two, which you should be doing, you can tell them, you know what, we have this thing going on right now, starting on the 11th, called Shamrock Spectacular. And I just want to let you know that the host gets extra prizes. There's special deals for guests. And I don't know what else is there. Those are the 2 things, right, Wendy? The hostess gets an extra gift, pot of gold specials. Is there any? I know there's something in it for the consultant.
And each guest gets a gift when they order through a gathering link.
Yeah, okay. So that's it. So you say, you know what, we have this thing called Shamrock Spectacular. It's really fun. You get an extra gift. Anyone who orders from your party gets an extra gift. And it's just a great time and everybody has a lot of fun. And then you say, so that runs between the 11th and the 18th. I do gatherings on Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Which works better for you? And so get a date and then you can figure out, and you can say, you know, whether you do in person or not, you know, I can come to your home if that's what you do, or we can do it on Facebook. We can do it on Zoom or Teams. We can do it on Messenger. We can do it via email, or we can do it via text. Does any one of those, you know, what do you think about any one of those? And that's it. And then you figure out what kind of party, and you offer the kind of parties that you're doing. If it's Facebook right now, or I think y'all could easily do an email party. You could offer those too. You know what? We can do an email party. We can do a Facebook party. We'll get you figured out if they want to do another kind of party. So it's that simple. And if they say no, sometimes, so that's the happy path. If they say, you know what, I'm really busy this month, it's not a good time. Okay, they have not said no, okay? They've just said not now. So you say, you know what, would April be a better month? And if it is, can I call you back at the beginning of April and we'll find a date? So I personally do not book as far ahead as April. I put them on my callback list and I call them back. Now, you can ask them, do you think there's a date in April that would work? But I'm concerned that because they did say not now, that might put them off. And a lot of people, guys, they don't know what they're doing next month. Like, my calendar is not filled out for next month. It should be, but it's not. And you might put them off. So I would just ask them, is it okay if I call you at the beginning of next month to see if your calendar doesn't open up? And if they say no, you know that they don't want to have a gathering. Okay? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know Ann doesn't book the dates. I totally do. If someone says, I think I want to do one in May, can we pick a date? I'm like, you bet we can pick a date.
Definitely.
But
if they say, can we pick a date?
How about May? And I'm like, and I'll offer them too. Would you like to pick a day? And
that's perfectly fine.
And then after they pick one, then I say, okay, well, I'll check in with you again, middle of April. But then if something good, comes up, say like, because I've got people who said they wanted to book in April. They told me that in January. So I'm asking them all now, hey, I know you wanted April, but look at what we got in March.
Yeah. The
And
other
I'm
thing
just waiting for
too,
them to get back to me. But
yeah,
if they say no April, I'm going to make them pick a day now.
right. The other thing, and you could ask, is there a day in April that works, or do you just want me to call you at the beginning of the month? That's fine too, or at the end of this month. The other thing you can do that takes some of the pressure off is you could just say, you know what, if April works for you, I do parties on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Could we pencil you in for the first Thursday of the month? Because when, you a pencil in, whether you have a pen and ink gathering or whether it's penciled in, that's a gathering. And so then if you tell them, hey, I'll pencil you in, a pencil means that it can also be erased. Okay. And so that makes them feel a little bit comfortable as well. All right. So then the goal is to, no matter what, either be able to follow up with them, get a penciled in date, or book them now. Okay. And if they say, no, I'm really not interested, I say, that's fine. But I have one more thing. And I say, you know what? Do you have any friends that you maybe could recommend to me who might be interested in having a party so that they can get the free rewards? And guys, when you say that, let me tell you, a lot of people will change their minds because they don't, it's just a head thing. If you say, hey, I want to give your friends these rewards instead of you, a lot of times I've had people say, oh, you know what, maybe I could do a gathering. Okay, so don't leave the table with a flat no. Say, you know what, that's great. I totally understand. But do you have anyone in your friend who might be interested in this, who you could refer me to so that they could get the free rewards? Okay,
And
make sure you
tell you,
free rewards.
I took catalogs to Grace's basketball tournament 2 weeks ago, and I turned around to a woman that I've known since college. And I said, Kristen, I think you really need to look at this. She goes, oh, okay. And I said, and once you figure out how much you want and what you like, then we'll book a party. And she goes, nope, nope. I've hosted so many parties. Nope. And I said, yeah, but this is totally different stuff. And she goes, I know, and you're really good at what you do, but I'm not hosting a party. And her son's a 6th grader, and he's like, Mom, did you see that stuff? It has God's word on it. She's a pastor's wife. And she goes, do you want to clean the house? And I'm like, but you don't have to clean the house. We can do Facebook, text, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah, you're really good at what you do, but I'm learning to say no. And I said, that's fine. I said, but now I'm going to say, Kristen, who do you know that might want to host? And the lady sitting next to her said, me, give me that book. And we're doing a catalog party right now. So you totally you got to hit up everybody because you just never know.
Yep. And no one, it's that FOMO, fear of missing out. No one wants to miss out. So if you're going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I'm just real quick on the trip. There were 2 times when I did that. So number one was we were in the Indigenous village, and 2 of the women from the village were behind me, and they were like doing this kind of painting on themselves. And so I turned around and I said, well, heck, I want to do that. And everybody said, well, let me see what she does. And all of the women had it done. Fear of missing out, number one. Number 2 was that if you're on my Facebook site, I did post some videos of the dances that they did. Well, those were 2 dances. The third dance that they did that I don't have a video of, they wanted everyone to dance. And of course, everybody says, no, not me. But there was an older man in his, little garb, and he came by, and 2 of the women said no. And I said, heck yeah, I'll do it with you. So I got up. When after that, everybody else got up. So if you're ever in that situation, guys, you be the first person, because people just are afraid. So you be the first person to not do something. Don't be the first person to not do something fun. You go out there and do it, and all of your friends are going to follow along. And so that's what it is. So those are some ideas for scripts, and I will take the time to put them into a Word doc and post that out there so that you can use them. And if you get a voicemail, guys, you say the exact same thing. So when I get a voicemail, I say, hi, this is Ann with Mary and Martha. You may not remember me, but I'm the consultant who did Emily's party. I know you bought some beautiful products, and I'm calling to follow up to make sure that you love the products and also to find out if you want to earn some free ones on your own. And I say, give me a call back. Here's my number. You can call me back or you can text me. Okay. And that's it. Now, I only probably get 10% of those people to actually call me back, but that's okay. You can always try again, because a lot of people I have found do not listen to their voicemails. I found for whatever reason, they don't listen to their voicemails. So put them on a callback list. And just the next time you call and say, hey, I called you a week ago because I'm just following up. I just want to make sure that you got your product and that you love it. And so just let me know. So take the booking part off, just let me know, because you just want that interaction with them. And that second one, you'll probably get some interaction back. And I have had people call me back as well. And so don't make any judgments about people, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going on in their life. And I'm always pleasantly surprised when I actually make a connection with someone, because let's face it, how many people these days do you actually have a telephone conversation with that is not just on text or messenger, but it is you hearing a human voice? People crave that and they want to be your friend. Okay, so have that mentality. And if you know what, if they absolutely say no, then it's wow, with or without you, and you go on to the next one. That's what you think in your head. With or without you, thank you, go on. For whatever reason, God didn't want you in that person's path. Okay, so I hope that helps you. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about real quickly was that we are running just a little, some prizes to like incent you. So I don't know if those of you know about Mary and Martha Pro Shop, but we'll post the link again. There are 3 things that I did purchase. So I purchased my name badge. Oh, darn it, where did I put it? Oh, here. So I purchased my name badge because I do go places and I do, it's backwards, I'm sorry. And I do vendor events. So you can tell them what name you want on the top. So it's personalized and it's magnetic. So it won't ruin your clothes, it's magnetic. They also sell those brochures. I don't remember. And it's all pretty reasonably priced. So this is what the brochure looks like. This is the front of it. So it says Mary and Martha. It has a woman holding a pitcher. And then it's a trifold. So when you open it up, the first thing that you see over here are some brief stories of some women in Mary and Martha that you've heard of before. This side has the party information on it, and it also has how much they can earn. Then when you open it up, you see that picture of the starter kit. And it talks a little bit about joining the team. It talks about you belong here. So these 2 pages are really about belonging. And then on the back, the middle, let's see. The back page, when you fold it up, has pictures of our products. And this is where it has your information. Now, if you go online and order these, it says the first name, the first row is your name. The second row is, I don't know what it is, but I totally ignored all of that. Okay. And I put in there what I wanted. So, and I just made sure, because they make you look at it when you're done. I made sure it didn't go like the second line didn't wrap around to the third line. And so I added my phone number, but that was not an option. And I think I don't even think my Mary and Martha website was an option, but whatever you want to put in there, just see if it'll take the characters. Guys, if it takes the characters, it's going to print it. Okay, so in that case, because I know, because I program and I write some of those applications, so I know that they didn't have any, like they don't make sure that it's a phone number. They don't make sure that it is a, what do you call it? That it's a website address, that's an email. All they're looking for is characters. Emily, you have your hand up.
I was just wondering how many can you buy at one time? Is there a max?
They come in 25, packs of 25, and I don't remember how much they are, but they're less than $1 a piece. They're less than a catalog.
Packs of 25.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to
But
do.
they're kind of dated in a sense, right? That like you want to use those 25 within this like
Yeah,
catalog.
these are products we're going to have, well, within this catalog, yes.
So
But I
within
mean,
the season.
a lot of our products roll over. So I think that you could, yeah.
Okay.
I would buy 25 and see where you're going to use them, and then
If they don't buy
determine
200.
and buy more. Yeah, don't buy 200. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the other thing they have are these cute post-it notes. And I will tell you that these post-it notes are a lot less in cost than the post-it notes that you buy from 3M. Okay. And oh, these are actually 3M post-it notes. These are 3M post-it notes. Okay. But they're pretty inexpensive. So here's what we're going to do. And so we're going to offer you a little incentive. So when you reach senior consultant this month, you know what? I'm going to give you, where did how many did I buy? Where did I put? I don't know. But we're going to give you 2 of these post-it note packs. Okay, so you get 2 of these post-it notes, and you get a Mary and Martha pen. Not like this is a special one, but one of the Mary and Martha pens. So when you hit senior consultant, everybody is going to get 2 of these and a pen. However, when you reach executive consultant, that's with $250 in sales. When you reach executive consultant, which is $500 in sales for the month, your name's going to go into a drawing, and we're going to give you 2 women will earn a $20 credit towards the Mary and Martha Pro shop. Okay, so you have to hit 500 or more. And let's say if you get to 1200, you get an extra entry. And if you get, I'm changing it a little bit, Wendy, I hope that's okay. And when you get, if you get to 2500, then you get another entry. So every level that you bonus, you'll get another entry into the drawing. But if you hit senior consultant, you'll get 2 pads and a pen this month. Okay. And these pads are great. I love having the post-it notes, but I love having that something that says Mary and Martha. And this is also good that you can drop in, like if you're sending somebody a note, or, you know, if you send prizes, you know, you can use this Mary and Martha as your little thing to write on, because it's got a good, anything that you want to brand yourself as Mary and Martha. So that's the whole purpose behind this. Okay. All right. Then the last thing, anybody have a question on that? Okay. Then, so go for the prizes, guys. Go for the prizes. The last thing is, I know some of you have asked, and we're just a little bit over. I know many of you have asked and been confused about all the calls. So we're going to put a calendar, and we're going to highlight the calls that we think that you should have. So we're going to do it 2 ways. There are some calls that we think you definitely should be on, and we're going to put those in yellow. If you can't, we recommend that you watch the replay. Okay, so those are going to be in yellow. The ones that are going to be in orange, I'm going to make a note for myself so I get the colors right. The ones that are going to be highlighted in a light orange, those are totally optional calls. If you can attend them, great. If you can't attend them, don't worry about it, because you're going to hear everything you need to hear from Wendy and I. And so rather than tell you right now, let me tell you when our calls are going to be. And I'm going to tell you one other one. So the calls that you should be on is when you have a new consultant, we want them to be on Kathy's Chata new consultant call as soon as they can. It's a one-time thing on a Sunday night at 7:30, and she does it every Sunday at 7:30. So we want, and that's a one-time thing for new consultants. If you have not been on that call and are a new consultant, you should get on that on a Sunday night as soon as you can, 7:30. Okay, that's number one. Number two is our calls are going to be, and I'm sorry to switch them up again. They're going to be, we're just going to take one Sunday, the first Sunday of the month at 7 o'clock, and the last Monday of the month at, what did we say?
6:45.
Yeah, 6:45, because we have other meetings we need to be on Monday. So 6:45 on the last Monday of the month and 7 o'clock on the first Sunday of the month. That's it. And then, so those calls we definitely want you to be on, because that's where you're going to get the information from us. We will give you the stuff that you need to hear. And then the last one is Wednesday at 1 p.m. That is, and these are all, I'm sorry, these are all central times. So I'm sorry, Rachel. These are all central times. So Wednesday at 1 p.m., that's when Mary and Martha does their regular call. And you want to be on any corporate calls that you can be on, that you're eligible for. And that's the one for consultants, unless there's additional training, that they put out. But Wednesdays is at 1 p.m. That's where you're going to hear from different people from corporate. And those are all going to be on replay. So even if you can't attend them, just make sure that within the week, I would say, that you listen to those calls, watch the replay, or listen to them. Those are the only calls that we're recommending that you absolutely positively be on. The other ones are going to be Buffy's call, which is our direct senior, Kathy's call, and Team Light call. And if you pick one, we would say pick Kathy's call. But she doesn't have a Team Joy, right? No, pick Team Light.
Kathy,
She's good.
She's starting to,
when she sets it up.
When to schedule one at each month.
Yeah, okay. And those are only once a month that you have to be on. But those are totally optional. Again, you're going to hear everything that's on those calls. What the benefit of those calls is that you will see other people outside of our Team Joy. And when you hear some names, you'll start to associate people with names, and you will also get an idea of who outside of Wendy and I you should listen to if you have a question. There are some people you should not, and there are some that you should. And you will get that easily from being on these calls. Let me tell you, if Wendy and I can figure it out, you guys can figure it out. And if you have any questions, and people all have good ideas, and so that's where you're going to get some different ideas outside of Wendy and I as well. So if you can make one of those 3 calls to hear from other people, that would be a good idea. But definitely Wendy and my call, the company call, and the one-time Kathy Chada call, those are pretty much calls that we think that you should be on. And we're going to put that on the calendar. So we'll update the calendar, and within the next day or 2, we'll have the calendar out. So I owe you a calendar, and I owe you the scripts. And also, I'm going to apologize to the new consultants, because I should have been sending out a welcome letter to you, and with a little other pieces of information, so that you know who I am, how to reach me, and what our levels, look like. And I didn't have that process in place, but I'm going to get it in place. So you will get it from me, although you probably all know everything that I'm already going to tell you. But I'm going to send it out with the latest new group of new consultants. So I apologize for not sending that out to you. So that's what we wanted to talk about tonight. So what we want to know is, for our meeting at the end of the month, that's why we made it 45 minutes as opposed to what we're hoping to just be 30. We want to know what you want information/training on. So what I want you to do is think about this week, think about your businesses, and send Wendy and I in Joyful Home. Tell us what are some topics that you would like some additional information / training on. Okay. And then we can definitely work with you one-on-one with that. But most likely, if you have questions or you need help, somebody else does too. Okay. So you don't have to tell us now, but let us know within the next week or two so that we can prepare and be totally ready to give you that training. So that's what we wanted to cover. Wendy, did I miss anything? Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions or anything initially?
When you said we would know who to follow, what exactly are we looking for? Just like
People with good ideas,
Okay.
people who others follow. Like if you're in some of the chats, you'll see the people who answer the questions and whose answers are correct. And yeah, that wasn't meant as everybody has different personalities, so that was not meant as negatively as it came
No,
across.
it didn't come across as negative. I was just wondering if there's like some that are more overwhelming than others with all the, I'm a simple kind of a person, so I need simple terms, not be overwhelmed kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think for most of the people who are answering questions or who are going to be in the meetings and who do the talking, that's what you're going to hear. Because too, this business should be simple. If you're hearing something that is way too difficult, then ask Wendy and I about it, because something is wrong. Something is wrong. Yeah. So anybody else have any questions? Okay, we are all wells on this call. So anybody have any prayer requests?
We did the first day, Sunday today, of the new liturgy, and I don't know how it went over. And so my mind is going a million miles a minute of, they hate it. And I know that's not true, but I mean, that's kind of, that I didn't get any bad feedback. I got some good feedback, but for the most part, it was kind of ambivalent. So I'm just.
You should just ask, but we'll pray. We'll pray that people either let you know what's on their hearts. Yeah. And
I guess also in with that, the pastor from Fairbanks is going to use it. And he actually brought it up to the last circuit pastors meeting. So I would love to just be able to get it out there to other churches. And I'm trusting that the Holy Spirit's going to do that, because I have no idea how to do that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good.
I want to just thank God for getting our missionaries out of Russia safely. They left in a hurry, but they did get out safely.
That's right, because you know people there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else? Sure, Christy.
Just for Rhoda.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And I know Rachel asked about my my uncle. So we hadn't heard anything from a week, and I still have, the last I heard was from Thursday, I think, but he has moved back to an acute care facility. He is, he's moving his jaw, which is good. Anytime, any manual movement is good. So he's trying to move his jaw. There's a lot of activity they can see under his lids. So his eyes are moving back and forth, like rapid eye movement. And but he's still not waking up. And I guess I read it wrong. The doctors can actually say that can go on for months or years. So we're going to pray that it goes on quickly and that God allows him to wake up and start his recovery. And they're also trying to get him into a center that really specializes. They think now he has 2 different types of Guillain-Barré syndrome, or Guillain-Barré syndrome, that he has 2 different types that are affecting his body, which is very unusual. And there is a special, it's called Shepherd Center, somewhere near them in Georgia, and they think that would be a better facility for him. But so we're going to pray that that works out so that he can get moved there. So anybody else? And we'll pray for Wendy, because she's got all of this stuff going on. And we will pray that the medicines that she's taking and the you know, what the doctor wants her to do, helps her clear up fast so that she can start talking normally again. So anybody else have anything else before we pray? Okay, all right, let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for letting us have this time together. Thank you for the women that you have placed in Wendy's and my lives, for Mary and Martha, but more than that, not just for Mary and Martha, but just for life. These women are our friends, and we truly do appreciate them for whatever they do in Mary and Martha, and we care about what happens to them outside of their business. Help them to know that, because sometimes that doesn't always come across, but please let them know that they are part of our lives and in our circle of friends. Lord, please grant Rachel calmness in the work that she has done. Help her and through others to know that that new liturgy is what people are expecting. Help others to give her the feedback, positive, negative, constructive criticism, so that, you know, if something needs to be changed, it can. And Lord, if this does, which I'm sure that it does, because this glorifies you, help others to spread the word that different liturgy and music is out there, so that other churches might be able to use it to your glory. Lord, watch out for those. Well, thank you, Lord, so much for helping our missionaries get out of Russia. And with everything that's going on in Russia and Ukraine, watch over the people of both of those countries, especially Ukraine, where the people are being attacked. Help our NATO and the United States to make the best decisions to help those people. And if it be your will, you know, there are millions of people, 1.4 million so far, that have left the Ukraine, which will put in a state of emergency on the countries around them. But help those countries to accept these people, to let them live in their country, and to live out their lives for you. And Lord, you always have a reason for allowing things to happen. We know that you don't cause things to happen, but we do know that you allow things to happen. And help whatever is going on right now to bring people closer to you. That's the bottom line, to bring those people closer to you, because when there are emergencies and people don't have anybody to turn to, that's when they are open to turning to you. So help work this all out for your good. And Lord, watch over Rhoda, help her to recover, to not be sore, and we pray that it's only a small fracture of her orbital bone, so that her vision won't be impacted going forward. Give her the comfort and the knowledge, which I know that you have, because she speaks about it all the time. And Lord, continue to give her that comfort and that knowledge of you, so that she is a voice for your kingdom, no matter what happens. And Lord, also we pray for Wendy, that everything that's been going on for months now, that we pray that you guide the doctor's hands, that they prescribe the right medications, that all the junk that she's got in her nasal area and her throat is cleared up quickly and soon, that she doesn't require any kind of surgery or anything else, that the medicines just help her, and she's able to use her voice to not only with her family, with her Mary and Martha, but also to proclaim you to others. And Lord, finally, watch over Grover, help him to wake up. The results have been promising. Help my aunt to get him into that Shepherd Center and for insurance to be accepted, because we all feel that that is the best place for him for what his illness is. And we leave it up to you, because you know best what is best for him. But Lord, if that be your will, let that happen and help his movements to become more and more every day, so that he can return to us and return to you. We ask all of this in your name, according to your will. Amen. So thank you everybody for being on. We do really cherish these meetings and these times with you. And again, if you need to reach out to either of us individually, please feel free to do so. All righty. So have a great Shamrock Spectacular week. Can't wait to hear how everything goes. And also let us know how your follow-up goes. I will tell you that the best thing that you can do to follow up with people is that you tell your leader, hey, I'm going to spend 1 hour following up, whether I get voicemails, whether I talk to people, it doesn't matter. I'm going to spend this hour, and then you're going to report back and tell your leader what happened during that hour. Okay? Because I'll tell you, if you're not accountable, you won't pick up that phone. So be accountable, pick up that phone, and you will feel so good after the hour that you do that. Okay? So have a great rest of the weekend and a blessed week, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Oh, did you need something, Emily?
No, I'm just saying bye to
Okay.
everyone.
All right. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.